Hello, everyone. Welcome to this webinar about intelligent transformation, focused on migrating legacy middlewares to MuleSoft using Globant Enterprise AI agents. We are excited to lay the foundation for Agentic AI together. Please add your questions in the Q&A section in the Zoom platform. We'll be happy to answer all your questions at the end of the presentation. So, let me introduce myself. I'm Maria Lucia Muñoz, MuleSoft Practice Lead at Globant. And to talk about this super interesting topic, I'm with an incredible lineup of speakers. Varay Mandi, AI Solutions Engineering Leader at Salesforce, and Eugenio Garcia, Product Manager for Globant Enterprise AI. So welcome, Vara. Welcome, Eugenio. I'm very pleased to have you here.
Thank you, Malu.
Thank you, Malu.
Awesome. So here's a brief overview of our agenda. We'll discuss the legacy challenge and how this situation is consuming time and effort of different organizations across the globe, slowing down new AI initiatives. And we'll explore the joint solution of MuleSoft and Globant Enterprise AI to accelerate any legacy migration process. And we'll see a quick demo to show how agents can serve as real accelerators, avoiding risk and errors. Then, Bara will guide us through MuleSoft new capabilities as a foundation for AI projects. And at the end, we will have time for our Q&A session. So let's begin. Across industries, organizations face the same recurring issues. This is not new. Fragmented systems, rigid architectures, integration fatigue, and the constant fear of being locked into one technology stack. And here's the truth. Nobody sees integration, but everybody depends on it. Think of it like electricity in a city. People don't notice the cables in the walls, but every business, every home, every hospital completely depends on that walls, on that network. If the wiring is outdated, you will face blackouts, overloads, or even fire risk. We know the infrastructure looks like invisible, especially for business users, but without it, nothing works. That's exactly what happens with data integration in enterprises today. The hidden network of middleware is outdated, fragmented, and holding back innovation. And the numbers confirm it. 95% of decision makers agree that integration is slowing down digital transformation and AI initiatives. One of 3 CIOs called legacy technology the number 1 barrier. In other words, even with innovative ideas on plenty of data, many companies are paralyzed by their own complexity. This is an invisible enemy slowing innovation. And innovation is the daily task now that we have entered a new age, the agentic era, where AI doesn't just predict or generate, but actually plans, decides, and acts autonomously. The key dilemma we address today is how can enterprises overcome this complexity, not only to modernize, but to truly be prepared for the future of agentic AI. So, to face these challenges, we bring a joint solution. MuleSoft as the key platform to support current and new data integration standards, and Globant Enterprise AI as our agentic platform where we have created specialized agents to accelerate every migration process. The challenge with legacy middleware migration is that they have traditionally been long, risky, and expensive. What changes the game here is the powerful combination of user-trained AI agents of Globant Enterprise AI to facilitate key tasks on the migration process to MuleSoft. So MuleSoft modernizes the integration layer through an API-led architecture, creating the composable foundation enterprises need. But what really accelerates the journey are Globant's AI agents, purpose-built to analyze, transform, and validate integration, allowing us to migrate from any legacy middleware, whether TIBCO, IBM, Oracle, or others, into MuleSoft with speed and confidence. Together, this approach turns complexity into composability, and the result speaks for themselves. Right now, we have observed at least 35% reduction in migration time and effort, being conservative, nearly 100% improvement in data integrity and flow reliability, and more than 50% efficiency gains thanks to AI-driven automation. This sounds like magic, but it's not. So let's now learn a little bit more about what Global Enterprise AI does. And here with me is Eugenio Garcia. Thank you so much, Eugenio. So he can explain a little bit more what is this magic platform. Go ahead, Eugenio.
Thank you, Malu. I will share my screen. Okay, I think you can see my screen. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
basically, we today we are living in a in a moment very important in technology, where we can see that two revolutions are happening at the same time. On one side, we have people that are experimenting, creating their own agents, trying to gain more productivity. I don't know. I use every day these new capabilities to sometimes to think through new ideas more quickly, or to help me to create a report, or to search information, to do deep research in topics. Okay, that's the one side for where we can in an individual manner gain more productivity. And on the other side, we have the organizations that are looking to how to rethink and automate complex processes using AI, not just as a way to save time, but a way to change how work actually gets done. Okay, that's very important. And in Globant, we see these two needs as connected, okay, not, rather than separate. And that is why we built Globant Enterprise AI, okay, a platform designed to support both individuals and organizations. In our vision is basically to provide like this golden path for companies to achieve real impact through the use of AI. And to make this possible, we design our platform around three different type of users. Uh, for example, the console is built for those responsible for governance, for to manage security, to manage to manage cost, and that is for admin users. The lab is our tool, our interface for builders, the people who create agents to solve a specific task, but also model agentic processes to create these workflows where multiple agents collaborate to address a more complex challenge. Okay, this is where builders can connect with internal and external systems, giving the agents the tools, the ability to act, okay, to deliver tangible outcomes. And the station is our interface for end users, okay, across the company. These users want to apply these agents and processes in their daily work. Okay, it's like a marketplace where we can publish solutions, agentic solutions, and from here, all the employees in an organization can run the solution, or maybe they want to bring this solution and customize in a different context without having to start from scratch. For us, AI is no longer something we just adopt. It's becoming the new operating model in how companies run and innovate. We are moving toward a future where agents and low-code, no-code tools accelerate the entire development software life cycle, making obviously development faster, but also more adaptive to these changes. We already build multiple agents designed to, as you mentioned, Malu, designing to accelerate MuleSoft's project from different angles, okay, supporting requirement analysis, development phases, deployment, connector buildings. And these agents work across all these stages of the software development life cycle, helping teams to move faster with more consistency and quality. And for us, it's just the beginning. Okay, we are working in new agents that bring the same acceleration and automation in the context of Salesforce projects as well. And basically we have this global enterprise AI platform that is like our accelerator, where we can create these agents without coding, and we can give to the whole organization access to these generative AI capabilities. Here we can see Global Enterprise AI as an integration layer between three worlds. Okay, the company's internal data sources, the foundational technology of generative AI, and the business applications where the value is delivered. Starting from unstructured data like documents, together with existing APIs, databases, or using MCP protocol, we can create agents or agentic processes that leverage large language models to address real business needs. Everything in the platform is exposed as an API, which means these capabilities, these agents can be embedded into an existing business application. The platform also is designed to run in any cloud, which is allowed to be deployed in a company's private cloud. This way, enterprise retain full control and privacy over the information that is being processed in the platform. Another key aspect is the freedom of choice. I mean, organizations can use any LLM or vector database to create their engines, and because enterprise AI gives these abstraction layers, we can uh, create different versions of the agents. We can switch from different models, and we don't need to change in all the application code that we use to integrate this agent in our business application. This ensures that solutions remain future-proof as technology evolves. And finally, to connect with these data APIs, legacy systems, that already are in place, we can rely on the full integration capabilities of MuleSoft. Okay, not only as a bridge to enterprise system, but also as a mechanism to integrate with LLMs and vector XOR, the foundational technologies also. Let me show you quick demo about how we can create these agents in Global Enterprise AI. Here is the lab. Is the place where we can design different agentic processes. Here we can integrate tools using MCP, using A2A protocols. And also we can create, or maybe we can import agents that already are created in other projects. And here I will be using Iris. Iris is our agent to create agents. Okay, it's like a meta agent. Okay, I am asking Iris to create an agent that will be a coach agent specialized in MuleSoft. Okay, I want that, for example, add some tools to search on the web if necessary. And Iris basically takes all the information that is in this project, all the other agents, all the tools, and automatically with that write all the configuration for me. Okay, for example, here is the prompting, and for example, Iris automatically select the model. As you can see, we can switch from different models from different vendors in the platform. Okay, in this case, Iris select the GPT for one mini model. Also select the reasoning strategy and select some tools. Okay, we have different tools that we can use in this agent. These tools can be external APIs, for example, integrated using REST API or MCP servers. And as a user, I can test, and I can starting asking, for example, what are the key features from MuleSoft. Okay, as a builder, this is very important. Not only the flexibility to change model and to set this configuration, but also the possibility to test right now here all the capabilities of this agent. After I create this agent, I can publish this agent in our station front end. As I mentioned before, we have this station for end users. This case is our internal station in Globant, where we have all our software development cycle agents that we call CODA, okay? And we can review these agents. For example, here I have one agent that is specialized in internal documentation about global enterprise AI, pricing, I don't know, business models, configurations. These agents also bring all the documentation from the site that we have all the technical documentation of the platform, and we can start chatting with this right now if we want as a user. And for that we have like this chat interface where we can interact with this with our um, agents. For example, maybe here I have some interactions that I made previously where I asked if Global Enterprise AI supports MCP, and well, give me a specific answer, but also the reference for the technical documentation about this. Then here you can imagine this station like the marketplace where the company can access all the agentic solutions, okay, that we built in the global enterprise AI. As you can see, we have a lot of agents inside Globant to do a lot of different aspects of not only software development cycle, but also in different areas of the company. For example, to the sales team, okay, proposal validator to help, I don't know, about cyber advisory. Uh, you basically you can think in any of the tasks, in any of the processes that we already are doing in the company, and you can find here an agent to help you do that in a better way. And all this execution is generating information that in the console, in the configuration console, you have the observability to see which is the agent that are more used, what are the main metrics about cost consumption, the tokens, for example, that you are consuming using the different agents in the company. What are the users that generate more value using these agents? What are the top 10 all agents used by different users? You have all the observability here in details about all the consumption, about all the use that you generate when you expose these agents for the company. Okay,
That is great,
that
Eugenio.
that's in a nutshell what is global enterprise AI basically.
This is awesome. And thank you so much because we at Global, we all love Iris and all how powerful this tool could be. So let me let me share a little bit more because I don't know if you can see my yeah. So now that we have a better understanding about how GI works, that is really our crown jewel, let's call it like that. Let's break down how these specific AI agents support the legacy modernization process to MuleSoft. Because first, they discover, as Eugenio mentioned, scanning logs, codes, and dependencies to map legacy systems and identify what migrate first. We have many agents that can support that planning process. And then we can build, helping design APIs on their MuleSoft best practices, generate the Mule flows, and map data through DataWave. And finally, they validate, creating automated test cases. This is super important and super useful for our developers, monitoring performance and predicting failures before they occur. So this phased approach makes modernization faster, safer, and with high quality. So let's see. This is part of what Eugenio was showing, but I want to show you how this one of our agents that they are going to migrate. This is an accelerator for IBM, specific IBM migration to MuleSoft. So let's see how this agent can help us. So right now, what you are saying is how we can, when in this space, in this screen, we are already consuming or using the agent. We are just sharing an IBM code snippet that I want the migration agent to analyze and transform. And the beauty of this demo is that my task is simple. The agent has already been trained to understand virtually any input, and we can submit a snippet for processing. So the first thing that the agent does is build an understanding of the IBM project. It automatically outlines the structure, identifies the flows, the steps, and the interactions taking place. With that baseline, it begins to design a migration plan, mapping the existing IBM components into MuleSoft in a way that preserves logic while improving maintainability. As you can see, that's the project structure. And, and the agent generates the target project structure for MuleSoft following best practices from the start. It separates global variables, defines standardized error handling, sets up data web transformation, and organizes information storage. It even differentiates secure and non-secure properties by environment, ensuring compliance and governance. So alongside the structure, the agent creates a configuration file with unit testing in mind, setting a minimum threshold of 80% code coverage. It also defines the API contract, providing either RAML or Swagger depending on what we need. And all this is designed with consistency and scalability in mind. So here you can be the more specific properties, secure properties, and reusable components that the agent is generating. Data with transformation are structured and explained step by step, including the conditions required for them to run successfully. So the migration agent also delivers supporting assets. It generates a pom.xml file with all libraries, dependencies, and runtime settings. It creates a Postman collection with the unit test cases we need, so when we can download it and execute it. And for governance, it even produces an UML diagram that visually documents the flow, making the migrated solution easier to maintain and extend. So in just few clicks, what used to be a lengthy manual task becomes an automated best practice migration from IBM code to MuleSoft with a structured test and documentation all ready to go. And also, if we can add all the other agents that Eugenio was mentioned, that is for Coda, like deploying the code automatically in MuleSoft, directly to MuleSoft, so we can create different flows of automation or automatization flows for all the migration process. So I will say that legacy modernization is not the end. It's just the beginning of the true transformation. And it's here when once your integration strategy is on MuleSoft, it becomes the backbone for agentic AI initiatives. So we can provide signals for agents to perceive, and we can also provide APIs for them to add on. So with all this, we can lay the foundation for any innovation project that you can imagine. And to talk about a little bit more about MuleSoft, we have here Vara that can present how MuleSoft further supports organizations' AI initiatives. Vara, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Maria. Malu. First of all, I think that demo, Eugene, I think is phenomenal. In fact, I believe that you've almost created a competitor for our own agent force as well. So kudos on that. And I'm a huge admirer of agents lately. I think it's just been a phenomenal revolution right now that we are experiencing, and we all are grateful to be alive and be part of this agentic innovation cycle there. I think I want to start off with that gratitude. I think and as partners of Salesforce and MuleSoft in particular, you're doing a phenomenal job there, evangelizing the concepts of enterprise agentic AI, and more so of how Mule can actually be that backbone alongside with agents doing quite a lot of work. So with that, and thank you for doing that, and thank you for everything that you do for our prospects and our customers, and we can't be more excited there. And with that, I think here's what the equation really looks like. I think this equation accurately captures that essence of digital labor that Salesforce and MuleSoft we all talk together as a formula that brings together those critical components to augment the human capabilities, of course, automate those processes and create that more intelligent and efficient operational model there. So if you just think about these components just a bit, of course, AI being that engine for digital workforce, it's the one that analyzes that data to provide that predictive insights, maybe guiding, automating routine tasks, maybe offering personalized recommendations and so on and so forth. So AI is that smart assistant that guides employees or humans to the most impactful actions and handling those repetitive tasks. And each component out there, I think it's phenomenal. Of course, data being that fuel for a long time for AI and being that foundation for intelligent customer relationships. Of course, we do have Data Cloud, which plays a pivotal role in unifying our customer data into all from all different sources into a single real-time profile. Mule can also do that. Helps with harmonization of data and ensuring AI gets that context to create more accurate predictions and less of hallucination, as we all know there. Of course, CRM has been there as that network that or that infrastructure or platform that helps work, create that workflow and process and connect all of that there. But something that is really, really interesting is the people aspect. I think a lot of times we get bombarded with AI and all the tech around us, but we fail to acknowledge the fact that human element remains that indispensable component there. And the digital workforce that we all aspire for isn't about replacing people, but more about augmenting their capabilities. And Eugene put that up in one of his earlier slides, where you're equipping employees and equipping your own internal stakeholders and external stakeholders with AI powered tools to complete that customer data directly into the CRM workflow or whatever that you want to really. And I think that agent that Eugene was showing about, the coaching agent, is trying to make sure that your sellers are of course more efficient or more creative storytellers, but also be more problem solvers, because now they know exactly what the customer problem is, and be more empathetic, and also at the same time bring in the right knowledge there. So and that brings out to that last piece, which is kind of the specialized frontline of all of the digital workforce. It encompasses both human and AI powered agents. And Agentforce is a prime example of a digital agent. The coaching agent that Eugene is also an example there, where it can handle routine inquiries, even qualify certain leads, or even perform simple service tasks like across various channels, like your chats or messages and so on and so forth, freeing up your human manpower to focus more on complex and high value, and more importantly, emotionally nuanced customer interactions. And that really brings the more value out there. Go to the next one. This is, and there's a little bit of transition there, animation there. You can actually click on that. I think this is the concept that we've always talked about, the agentic enterprise and the expansion of agents, which represent a very sophisticated and forward-looking evolution to the digital workforce, and something that you've always known MuleSoft to be, that connecting tissue that connects different enterprise systems, your applications, no matter where they are in silos, but bringing them all together and helping create that unified, interconnected ecosystem that can be that foundation for your autonomous agents to collaborate, to compete, to coordinate, and drive more unprecedented customer value there. So if you just think about some examples there, I think you're also not just thinking about a single agent, but also a multi-agent synergy. So a couple of examples, if you just think about it, let's say an example of an agent could be a customer sentiment agent. for instance. So that customer sentiment agent really detects frustration in a series of those online interactions, and then it can also collaborate with a service agent to proactively open a support ticket. So and while it is opening that support ticket, it can also simultaneously alert a marketing journey agent, so you can actually get another email to the customer apologizing and also offering a discount code and so on and so forth. Maybe there's also a customer success agent that can automatically check in, schedule a human check-in, and that really means that you are really preventing churn and you are really turning that negative experience into a positive one. And sometimes, and most times, even without direct human intervention for those initial steps and so on and so forth there. And as I speak about it, you naturally think about, hey, these are different agents that are coming in, which are of course purpose built. But how does the sequencing of the tasks that happen, and how does that management of resources to execute multi-step and more complicated process that span across the enterprise there? And that's where Mule really comes in, and Mule helps you create that. And if you go to the next slide. Um, and this is what we are at Salesforce are also doing. Salesforce is an agentic enterprise, and if you haven't already known this, Salesforce uses MuleSoft quite a bit. And Salesforce is the proof of agentic enterprise. So we bring agents into every single team. And by the way, Eugene, we have actually built a platform on Mule with exactly some of these agents that seem to be like an Okta page that originally had a lot of those apps, but now they're all replaced by agents. So you have a Workday agent that helps you, request, leaves without actually logging to Workday. You have a Concur agent that automatically proof checks whether your last expense had a receipt that is attached or not, and if it is it the right one? Is it a hotel expense that you attach to a fare expense, airfare expense, and so on and so forth? So really helping out transform not just employees but also sales, service, marketing, and more importantly, operations at scale as well. So we're really looking at becoming that next level enterprise agentic layer with not just an LLM but a whole new architecture there. And of course, we are all proud to be an agentic enterprise, the same thing that we try to bring into our customers. And as you can see, there are some numbers there. I think if you go to support.salesforce.com, it's all powered with MuleSoft and Data Cloud and Agentforce behind the scenes. That's really turning out key questions without bringing in an actual agent there. And of course, what we have also done is we have turned our entire website into now a sales engine, which we previously did not think about. And that is because we have got lots of these agents in on the website, and of course on our Slack, and our web pipeline is kind of increasing there as well. So if you go to the next one, this is what it really looks like. So for those of you who've seen the slide, hey, how does this all work? What does this really mean behind the scenes? Under the covers, this is what the true agentic enterprise really looks like. You have multiple sets of capabilities, of course, automation on one end, integration on another end, and then pure LLM calls on another end, and so on and so forth. And there are multiple layers of interactions at this point there. So uh, if you remember that MuleSoft original story of how we have done the API-led connectivity, this is almost similar, but also a little different, because you now have the agent interaction and the system interaction layers that are kind of talking and using different nomenclature and different technology as well. But underneath, below that, you can see Mule as that foundation layer that caters to integration, automation, API management, and now the agent orchestration as well there. So we go to the next one. Uh, this is one of the most recent ones, hot off the press. This is exactly why Mule is coming in, and Mule is actually the number one and the only iPaaS platform to now cater to the agents that are built across. Just like how our universal API management topic came up with, it doesn't matter what APIs that you have built, what language have you built, what architecture style that you have built them with, and where they are deployed. Similar to that, we're now extending the same concept for all agents. So it really doesn't matter which agents that you actually have built in, be it be Crew AI, be it be your own LangChain models that you've used, and so on and so forth, all the tech stack, apparently. And this is where MuleSoft's agent fabric, we call that MAF, Mule Agent Fabric. It really turns those uncontrolled agents into a more governed and highly coordinated, intelligent network. So in the old world, if you just remember about MuleSoft, it was always about application network. Now this is more about intelligent agent network, bringing in all your agents into a single place so they can be easily discovered. They can then be used to execute those complex processes that require multiple different agents, all with tools and security and governance at the forefront there. So we will showcase more at Dreamforce, but remember MAF. With the MAF, you will now be able to govern any agent anywhere, meaning you can ensure that control and compliance across every single agent and every single system with enterprise grade governance. You will also be able to orchestrate agents across ecosystems, meaning you can work across agents, across apps and tools, with the right resources there. And more importantly, the last piece, which is about observability, gaining clarity into how agents operate with a visual trace of the workflow decisions there. I think Eugene actually showed one of the aspect of cost optimization and cost control there. This one goes a little bit beyond as well. Imagine the same architecture visualizer where you can actually see those conversations. In fact, it's actually on that screen there, slide, where it actually shows what agent is talking to which other agents, and what's the sequence, and where, if a conversation need to be escalated to an actual human. This is all the value of Mule Agent Fabric, uh, and help you discover, help you be able to work together to solve those complex business processes, all with governance and visibility at the forefront there. And if you take nothing else, this is exactly what you want to think about. Yes, the next slide, Malu. So this is why you want to use MuleSoft. I think one of the biggest challenges with AI and agentic is the fact that all of these LLMs, the large language models or the small language models, SLMs, anything for that aspect is non-deterministic, meaning you're really not sure if you ask the same question again, will it give me the same answer? Absolutely not. It will absolutely give a different answer. So there's that skepticism of, hey, is this accurate, or is the model hallucinating? So you really want to do more experimenting before you really get into production. And this is where Mule really helps you get to that stability layer with just during the experimenting phase. And Eugene just showed you the fantastic cost breakdown about how each of your requests and each of your prompts are gonna get counted against your LLM tokens and so on and so forth. And I think, funnily enough, I'm your living example. I just spun up a demo a few months ago on Google, and then we did try it against a few prompts inside Google, and apparently I kind of got an email alert saying you've exceeded 3x of your allocated budget in just one prompt, and so on and so forth. So cost and privacy control are kind of also will enable that AI adoption, and they're essential pieces. So I'm glad, Eugene, you actually had that already built into your agents. And this is also where Mule can actually help you to ensure that you're actually not just picking the right LLM, but picking the right LLM for the right cost and for the right accuracy as well. So you can go down to that level and have that cost and privacy control there. And more importantly, not get tied into a single vendor. And as AI aspirants and enthusiasts and lovers of AI models, I think just last night we got the Claude Sonnet 4.5 model, I think, which got some phenomenal capabilities. And about a couple of weeks ago, we got the GPT-5 as well. So every day there are new models and new capabilities that are coming in, which means that everyone out there do not want to get logged into a vendor. So bring your own data, bring your own LLMs, bring your own context, agnostic of the vendors and agnostic of where you want to deploy your agents in. I think that's also something that why you should use MuleSoft in there. And finally, of course, that governance and visibility and the ability to troubleshoot down to that level really means that you can actually cut down on your mean time to identify and mean time to resolve as well. So if you just go to the next slide, I think this is the conversations don't stop here. Dreamforce is right around the corner, and I'm so glad this webinar is happening right before Dreamforce because there's a lot at stake here. We will have a tremendous presence at Dreamforce. In fact, just at MuleSoft, the slide you will, of course, we also have two fantastic concerts and a comedy hour, which I'm really looking forward to. And I'll be speaking at a couple of sessions as well inside Dreamforce, and also if you go to the next one, and this is the icing on the cake. I will again team up with the fantastic crew here, and we will be presenting at the Globant office as well. So take out your smartphones, click on that QR code, and if you're heading to Dreamforce, you can find us in person and continue these conversations as well. With
And we
that, let
can go to the
me,
sponsors
yeah,
together,
yeah, absolutely. And
of course. So thank you so much, Para, because it was very insightful and it's pretty amazing everything what MuleSoft is doing. And we are very happy to be partners and that we are working together in the same agentic path. So unfortunately, our time is almost up. And before we go to the Q&A section, I would like to wrap up with three takeaways. So first, integration is like the circulatory system of the enterprise. So without it, nothing flows. That's why let's solve that part first. And let's clean and modernize your integration architecture. Second, agentic systems don't replace the human brain. People is a very important part of this process. Our architects, our developers are a fundamental piece in all this journey. And third, modernization isn't just code, it's really about survival in the agentic era. So I invite you to analyze if your organization is ready to support all these bunch of innovation and initiatives that AI can bring together. Here's an invitation to start your modernization journey today with MuleSoft and Globant. So please scan this QR and register to get a personalized demo for your own legacy modernization journey. We'll be more than happy, like always, to understand your current data challenges and new AI initiatives. Thank you so much for joining us. I don't know if we have any question. Okay. So let me check the chat. Oh, I believe that this is one for Eugenio, right? Hi, Eugenio. Here, Danny from MuleSoft. In my understanding, the POC that you built was to connect an agent with the MuleSoft documentation. What would happen if the documentation changed its location? If we need to make a minimal change, since everything was developed with no code, can you please share how to do that?
Well, you have different strategies to solve this kind of problem. For example, in our internal coach for our sales team, we use we build what is called the retrieval augmented generation techniques. Okay, to upload documents, internal documents, to give this as a context for the agent. But that is complemented with other agent that is searching directly in our website, in our documentation website. Okay, and for that you can configure your agents to tools like web search, web scraping. Okay, to get information directly from a site. Okay, well, you basically give the instructions to the agents to search for information before build the response, build the answer. Okay, you have different strategies to solve this problem.
Okay. How MuleSoft is helping to train the models for data web compatibilities across old code versus new code.
I can take that, Malu. So at Dreamforce, you will hear the announcement of a dev agent. I think Dreamforce will be full of agentic kind of conversations and agentic releases. So we are now gonna release a dev agent that's gonna be more effective with respect to conversion of codes, more importantly, the transformation of maps from the old and with data we've changing in and we are adapting to new structures. This particular dev agent is going to help create that out. The second that we're also going to do is in not right away, but in 260, I think we are going to announce it in November. We are also going to announce a connector agent where you can actually build and it's part of our universal connectivity program, where you can actually build a connector for any system as long as there's an API or an endpoint in the low code manner. And the beauty about that is you will not just be able to create your custom connector with the dev standards that MuleSoft really talks about, but you can also publish them in the App Exchange as well, starting our 260 release. Salesforce 260 release, you'll also be able to publish not just into the exchange, but also the Salesforce App Exchange. And from there, you can actually use the Mule for Flow integration capabilities to actually use in Salesforce Flow as well. So it's kind of really exciting how this is all coming together. And behind the scenes, there's a small language model. There's not a large language model that we are training on, and it's also hosted on Salesforce infrastructure, Hyperforce. So it's fully compliant with the security and AI best practices there, ethical AI best practices there. And the last I would add is we've also taken off, if you haven't noticed it, we have taken off AI metering. So if you were to use AI capabilities inside the MuleSoft tools like your IDP, Intelligent Document Processing, earlier you would have to buy it would have consumed both your automation credits and AI requests. So what we've done is we've taken out the AI metering out, so it will no longer be metered against the AI request, rather just the automation credits, so on and so forth there. So you will see that spread across other tools and capabilities as well. So Einstein models, we want to offer that more and more openly, so that way our end users, and especially folks like Globant who champion the best practices, I think they will find greater use of these tools to gather and basically pass on the benefits to our end customers as well.
Okay. We have another one. How does all this come together? Is Globant the implementer of MuleSoft, then layering their enterprise AI tool over top of it? How does Globant differentiate its platform versus MuleSoft? So I would say this is part of our operative model, that is new operative model that we have at Globant that is called AI pods. That is the right balance between architects and developers and agents, and we are working together. And Global Enterprise AI is supporting the project execution. So our platform and our agents will be part of the project during all the project execution, working together. And of course, it's not only agents for MuleSoft, we can use the other agents for different purposes and the other initiatives. So Global Enterprise AI could be supporting all the other initiatives that we can have in parallel. But for the effect of the MuleSoft migration process, the idea is that we are working together. It's like nothing on top of it. We are like working in a collaboration to accelerate the migration from the old system to MuleSoft using our agents. And then, depending on each need, we will select what else we need from each platform, of course. We have another question here. Is while integration modernization is today a hot topic, we usually see companies that need a deeper modernization, meaning that legacy systems not only need to be integrated, but also get like an internal modernization in terms of tech stack plus new business needs. Is there a plan to have a presentation for that internal modernization? Definitely. I mean, I don't know, what do you think, guys? Eugenio, Vara.
Yeah, you already got your first prospect, call to action. I think, discovery on the internal modernization. I think this is where our SI partners like Globant really excel at. Not just doing the integration, but also internal modernization, be it be an SAP internal version upgrade of your modern tools, any CI/CD tools, any kind of software that is used across enterprise. I'm sure you guys have done this a million times, and you'll be very, very happy to do that. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to do that, talk, we can absolutely do that. If you're at Dreamforce, I think this is the great segue into getting that conversation as well, and see how Globant can actually help you guys with not just the internal integration, but also the internal modernization, and then legacy modernization on top of it as well, or
That's
the
right.
agentic modernization.
Yeah, is I mean, at Globant we have this holistic view of how we can help the organizations, not only just one part of their technology stack, it's like how can help them to modernize as a whole. And like AI is touching different business units, different processes, like MuleSoft is across all of them. We can work in a very integrative way, how to uh, have a very good strategy about this combination of tech stack plus identify and prioritize new business needs. So thank you so much, everyone. Really, really enjoyed this space. Thank you, Henio. Thank you, Vara. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
for the
Gina.
invitation. See you
Yeah,
soon.
cheers.